Hello everyone. So let us start with the next concept called amino acids, peptides, proteins and nucleic acid, in which we'll be doing amino acids. Now what are these amino acids? These are organic compounds that contain NH2 and carboxylic functional group, that is amine and carboxylic functional groups, along with the side chain R group, which is specific to each amino acid. So let us look at the structure. Carboxylic group is present and amine group is present. With respect to carboxylic group and an amine, at an alpha carbon position there is R. With respect to this R, each type of amino acid is specified. Hence R is specific for each type of amino acid. Now what are the key elements of amino acids? The key elements are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, but there may also be a presence of sulfur content. So what are the commonly available amino acids in a genetic code? There are 20 commonly available amino acids in a genetic code. Now these are mainly three group of biological polymers that we might see. One is polysaccharides. Now these are with respect to the carbohydrate category. Nucleic acids, that may be DNA, RNA system. Proteins, which are formed by the monomers of amino acids. Why amino acids are important is because proteins are formed due to the monomers of amino acids present in the long chain. So all of the above has got various functions in the body. All these systems, that is polysaccharides, nucleic acids, proteins, have got various functions in the body. Now proteins have got monomer units of amino acids. Long chains of proteins, they are formed because of the monomers of amino acids. Now generally when we say amino acids, then they are referred to as alpha amino acid. This is because at an alpha carbon atom, with respect to amine group and carbonyl carbon of the carboxylic group, the R is present. So this R is at the alpha carbon atom, which determines the identity of the amino acid. Hence the name alpha amino acid. Now let us see what are these 20 amino acids and their structure. So glycine has this particular structure, that is in the place of R there is a H present. So carboxylic group NH2. Glycine is represented by GLY and a single letter representation would be G. Alanine at an alpha position there is a CH3. Serine at an alpha position it's a CH2OH. Threonine at an alpha position there is a CH3 CH2OH. Cysteine, it has got a SH, that is a thiol group is present. With respect to the alpha position there is a thiol group. Valine, it has got a isopropyl system. With respect to leucine, we can see there is a long chain CH2 CH2 CH3 CH3. That means CH2CH and it is branched with an isopropyl group. Isoleucine is again similar to that of leucine, but there is some structural change in that. When we come to methionine, methionine contains long chain CH2 and the presence of a sulfur. Cysteine and methionine, they contain sulfur. Now proline is an exception. It is not an amino acid, instead it is an amino acid, because instead of NH2 we can see in the heterocycle we are having NH. Hence proline is an exception. It is an amino acid and not an amino acid. When we come to phenylalanine, that is having a aromatic system. Tyrosine is also having an aromatic system with an para position OH. Tryptophan has got a heterocycle present, which is a benz fused heterocycle like that of pyrrole. Aspartic acid has got two carboxylic acid groups and hence the name as acid. Glutamic acid again has got two carboxylic group and it is represented by GLU or E. Asparagine has got two amino groups with respect to each other. That means at an alpha position, along with the system of single NH2, there is another NH2 which is looking like an amide system. This has got two NH2 groups. Glutamine also has got an amide system with a 2NH2 system. Histidine is having an imidazole heterocyclic ring. When we come to lysine, it's a long chain system containing two amino groups. And finally, arginine system has got a long chain kind of hydrazide system where there is the presence of 1, 2, 3 and 4 nitrogen system, and it is represented by ARG, or it is represented by a single letter R. So this is how arginine has been represented. So these are the common 20 amino acids that we can see. Let us see: glycine, alanine, serine, threonine, cysteine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, methionine, proline, phenylalanine, tyrosine, tryptophan, aspartic acid, glutamic acid, asparagine, glutamine, histidine, lysine, and arginine are the 20 amino acids that are present in a normal genetic code. Now, what are these actual amino acids? What is their general structure? We have already seen this is the general structure. That is, at an alpha position there is a presence of an R, and at an alpha position itself we can see that it is having NH2 and carboxylic system. Now here we can see glycine. At an alpha position there is a presence of an H. But proline, as we said, instead of NH2 there is an NH present, hence it is an exception which is called as alpha amino acid. Now let us categorize them into aliphatic and aromatic system. Glycine and alanine systems both are said to be aliphatic system. Valine, leucine, isoleucine, proline, isoleucine and proline. Glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, proline are said to be aliphatic amino acids. So how to remember this? Glaciers at Alaska victoriously located isolated prolars. So this is a common idiom that you can use to remember that. That means glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine and proline are your aliphatic amino acids. If there are aliphatic amino acids, definitely there would be aromatic amino acids also. How can we remember that? Pine and timber are trees. So what are the amino acids which are aromatic? Phenylalanine, tyrosine and tryptophan systems are aromatic in nature. So there are amino acids with OH group also. Here we can remember it through alcohol is a serious treat. That means serine and threonine are the amino acids which are having an OH group with respect to the amino acid present. That is, OH group is present in serine and threonine. These are the amino acids with an OH group. The next category would be amino acids with a sulfur group. Cysteine, that is cysteine, cystine. These are with respect to each other. That means cysteine is a polymer of cysteine itself. Now where can we get this cysteine system? Methionine can produce the cysteine system because methionine also has got a sulfur system. So cysteine and methionine are the amino acids that have got a sulfur group. Now if we understand that there is a presence of an aliphatic aromatic system compounds, that is amino acid with an OH group and amino acids with a S group, let us now categorize these amino acids into acidic amino acids and basic amino acids. Basically, if there is more than one carboxylic system, that means it is been categorized into an acidic amino acid. If there are more than one amino group, they are categorized under an basic amino acid. So aspartic acid and glutamic acid, can we not see that there is a presence of two carboxylic system here? Here also there is a presence of two carboxylic system, and hence these are categorized in an acidic amino acid. So if we want to compare aspartic acid and glutamic acid, which one is more acidic? We can understand that carboxylic group is more acidic than NH2. Aspartic acid is more acidic than glutamic acid because of the inductive effect. Now why is this inductive effect? Because CH2COOH, here CH2CH2COH, the carboxylic group is far away here, whereas here the carboxylic group is more nearer to the system, and hence this is more acidic. Basically minus I effect is more in aspartic acid. So basic amino acid, that means there must be presence of more than one amino group. Lysine has got more than one amino group, NH2, NH2. Arginine is most basic because there is presence of 1, 2, 3, 4 nitrogens. That means 4 basic groups are present, and hence it's the most basic amino acid. Next comes histidine. This is also a basic amino acid because of the presence of an imidazole type of the rings, and hence it can be said that it is also a basic amino acid. Now the next question lies as to why arginine has been said to be most basic. Now we already know that more the number of resonating structures, we can say what is the type of the character that the compound is going to show. That means we can say that there are more number of resonating structures in arginine system in the presence of a protonic environment. Anytime a single NH is protonated, there are other lone pair of electrons which are going to actually neutralize this particular system. Here this lone pair of electron is neutralized and again it is going to remain basic. Here this lone pair of electron is being neutralizing the system and then again it is going to remain basic, and hence in a neutral structure also it is a basic, and other two resonating structures also represent more basic character. Hence because of these resonating structure, arginine system has been said to be the most basic amino acid. Now the next category would be amino acids containing an amide group. What is an amide group? CONH2. So asparagine is an amino acid which is containing an amide group. Now lone pair of electrons can travel through carbonyl carbon. There is a glutamine system also which is going to have an amide system. Now this is more acidic, it is more acidic rather than comparing them into more basic system. We consider them to be in acidic system because these lone pair of electrons are participating in these resonating structures and they are in the delocalizing system. That means the lone pair of electrons are not free to behave as a base, rather they would behave as an acid. Now how are the proteins formed? Proteins are formed because of the polypeptides. Now polypeptides are formed because of the peptides. Peptides are formed due to the amino acids. All are chiral except glycine. Glycine is the only amino acid which is not chiral in center, hence it is called as a chiral system. All are having an S configuration except cysteine. So the exception is cysteine. So how can I give an S configuration? 1, 2, the next priority is 3, 4. How do we move? 1, 2 and then through a smallest priority I have to move, and it is going in anti-clockwise. So it is S, but H is in a horizontal position and hence it can be said to be R. Then we can say that the system has to be changed twice. To continue with the stereochemistry, we need to say that mostly all are in S configuration except the cysteine system. Now why is this cysteine system? This particular system is said to be a cysteine system itself. Now it is S actually, but because the H is on the horizontal position, it is R. But generally, what about the other amino acid configuration? They are all in S except the cysteine system. I have already explained to you why is this. Cysteine 1, 2, 3, 4, but proton is on the horizontal position. It has to be S when I look into an anti-clockwise direction, but because this 4 is at an horizontal position, it is going as R. So cysteine is having an R configuration, whereas all the other amino acids are said to be in S configuration. So let us understand the abbreviations of these amino acids. ALA for alanine, ARG for arginine, ASN for asparagine, CYS for cysteine, GLU for glutamic acid, GLA for glutamine, GLY for glycine, HIS for histidine, ILE for isoleucine, LEU for leucine, LYS for lysine, MET for methionine system. PHE for phenylalanine, PRO for proline, SER for serine, THR for threonine, TRP for tryptophan, TYR for tyrosine, VAL for valine, ASP for aspartic acid. Now these are the common abbreviations that we are going to use for the amino acid systems. Now let us understand the structure of the amino acid. When we hydrolyze naturally occurring proteins, they yield as many as 22 amino acids. Now these can be some kind of substituted system also. Now amino acids have an important structural feature. Now what we can say, that they are all having an alpha position, some kind of functional group. Glycine is an achiral system. Now we can say that they are being represented as a dipolar system because the H from here, that is H from the carboxylic group, now migrates to an NH2 so that it is going to give me an NH3 plus. So this is a kind of important structural feature that is in common for all the amino acids. Now all the naturally occurring amino acids have got L configuration. We have already seen that it is an S configuration in terms of S and R. Here it will be an L configuration. How is this L configuration actually decided? It is decided by the comparison of L-glyceraldehyde. Now let us say, now this is an L configuration that I can say. Now this OH in glyceraldehyde system is on the left hand side. Can we not see that it is on the left hand side, and NH2 here is on the left hand side, and hence they are being compared to each other and they are being given as S alpha amino acid or S glyceride, or L alpha amino acid or L glyceraldehyde. The comparison of this particular amino acid is with the glyceraldehyde system. Now the classification is commonly based on the 22 alpha amino acids, which is going to have some substitution system, but 20 are being classified, which is again subdivided into 3 different groups on the basis of their structures of their side chain. Now what are these? If there is only one NH2 and carboxylic system, then the system is said to be neutral amino acids. The pKa of this glycine is 2.3. Now can we not see that there is only one amino group and one carboxylic system in tyrosine? It is neutral. 4-hydroxyl group, 4-hydroxyproline is again NH and one carboxylic group, and hence it is neutral. NH2 and another one carboxylic group in cysteine is again neutral. Now if there are more number of carboxylic groups, that means they come into the category of an acidic carboxylic acid. Example can be